Well, today we're going to learn a little bit about the toilet flappers. And what I'm going to present is from my own experience. I've had to deal with a lot of plumbing. And here where I live, if you call the plumbers, they start at $100 just to show up, plus whatever labor or parts. I called two different ones and they all have a different price for the hour, plus the labor and the parts. But what I found out that most of my problem has been with these flappers is not the flappers themselves or the toilet themselves. In the last few months I have replaced everything. I've been in this house for 12 years. We have 3 toilets. And I have had the same experience. And these flappers, they're all a little different depending on the toilets that you have. Okay, but they all provide the same function. They stop the water. And I don't know if you have ever noticed where your toilet ever runs the water and you go and check and it's running like if you had flushed it, then it fills up and it stops. Well, I'm going to show you what has helped me in saving money. It's a very simple method, procedure, technique, whatever you want to call it, that I do, and it has helped me. Because like I said, a few months back, I replaced all the ring, the flappers, the floaters, everything in it. And I thought that was the problem. So this way I started from the beginning again after 12 years. And this new technology, they developed new stuff that kind of, to me, like this one's really soft. This is a little stiffer. Synthetics, rubbers, and acrylics, whatever they are. And it's a very simple thing that I found out. In our area, the water has a lot of minerals and it builds up. So I'll show you what I have done, and it has helped me tremendously, and it has saved me a lot of money on not only on water, but also parts and labor that I've had to do myself. If not, I have to pay $100 every time. So now I'm going to show you where these flappers come into play and what I do. Okay, here's one of the toilets. Here's the water tank. And what I have found out, and has helped me a lot in saving water and money, is I'm going to open the water tank. Okay, here's the water tank. And what I have found out, that I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there at the edges, you see like a little white mineral deposit at the edges where the water is. And it's all the things that I have replaced in them. Here, the rings underneath here, underneath the sink, the part in here, it's right there, everything. And what I do is I take this scrubber that we use for the dishes. So once you don't need it anymore, I take it, flapper, here's the flapper, here's the base underneath there. Let me shut the water off over here so I can shut the water off. I lift this up, I'm going to run the water. As you can see the flapper there. Now underneath here, it's where it builds the minerals. I don't know if you can see it, but I feel it grainy. And what I do is I can feel it around here. And any little mineral that builds up on the ring right here, you can really feel it around the ring there, where the flapper will rest. That black ring there right now in this one. You take this here, gently, try not to move anything as much as possible, because then if you don't have them setting there right, it's gonna leak on you. Okay, we got the camera on a tripod. Here's the flapper. I can use my both hands, and you get your scrubber and gently, without moving your water tank a lot, you go around it. You can hear it there. You clean the edges as best as possible. Remember, shut the water off. That'll be another video on how to shut the water without any problems. And you clean around there. Make sure you get the side which is the hardest, right here towards the floater control. Then do the flapper itself. Go around. Go all the way around. Take your time. Make sure you didn't drink any coffee before you do this. You can fold this, fold it so you can put it in between over here, behind it. Okay. Now I'm gonna feel it with my fingers. Let's see if I don't feel any rough edges. Sandy, it feels kind of grainy. Oh no, smooth, nice, nice. Now the flapper. Feel the flapper. Looks nice. Feels nice. Doesn't feel grainy. Okay, I'm gonna open the water now and see what happens. There it is. Now we just wait and see what happens. My experience has been that it will not leak the water for at least 3 to 4 months in this area. Then I have to do it again. Or if the flapper's still good, you go buy another one. Within like 6 months again, it's gonna go through the same thing again. So I'm having to do all this. So you just take the scrubber, clean the base. Now I'm gonna show you the others. Every toilet is different in size in here, depending on the capacity, water capacity. So I'm gonna show you the other one that I did. Okay, on this toilet you can really see it's kind of a crystal looking, salt looking clear buildup from the water. And that's what builds up on the flappers. You see that? You see around? And again, I did this. Again, all the toilets have new parts. And I cleaned this maybe 6 months ago. Okay, I'm gonna let the water go. I'm gonna flush the water out. Here's the flapper. This one's about the same as the other, and I'm feeling around. It's not as bad as the other one, but I'm still going to clean it. Toilet tank, because I make sure that you have ventilation. Okay, so clean the flapper. It feels clean here. Feels all clean all the way around. No sandy feeling. In the bottom here. It's good. And again, as you can see, here's a buildup. It gets real fine, like a paper, That, like I told you, I cleaned it out about here. Here it goes. Here's the thick side. It's kind of a sandy. You see it right there, kind of grainy. So the water that we have here. Okay, so now I'm gonna open it, open the water. There you go. When we opened it, I noticed that the water line was a little low, so that means then that there was leakage. It was leaking. So hopefully this will help. I haven't heard the water run on this one. It might have, but I didn't hear it. Okay, so now I'm going to flush it. Now we just wait for time and see if that helped. You'll find out. You will be able to hear it. A while ago I pointed out that if you'll notice that my toilets don't have, the toilet tanks don't have mildew build up inside of them, like I've seen on other videos. Or right now, if you go check on yours, check and see if it's kind of black and wet in there. Well, there's little holes in here. Oh, you can see it. This hole there, you see? That should give it escape for the moisture. That should be an escape for the moisture, but I found out that it really is not enough. So what I've done on mine, I leave them a little bit, since we don't have any kids or anything like that, I leave it a little bit to the edge, not all the way back where it should be, so that, or that here is resting, because as you can see, it's hitting the wall back here, so it pushes it forward. So there's ventilation in there. As long as you have ventilation, leave it up there, right there. That will help in removing the moisture from your toilet tanks, the water tanks, and you will avoid that mildew buildup, which is not good. Okay, let's go check the other toilet. I shut off the water already, so I'm going to, again, I haven't cleaned this one in a while, so I'm going to shut the water off, and then let the water out. I'm feeling the base of the flapper. It does have a little sandy, rough surface on it. So I'm going to see if I can carefully clean around it. Okay, let me check. Nice and clean. I'm checking the flapper, feeling it with my fingers. Feels good, clean. I'm gonna check the ring here, the black one. Feels nice and clean. You don't have to use pressure or anything like that, because it's rough anyway. Then test it with your finger that there's no cracks, and that should get rid of some of this leaking of your tanks and losing money down the toilet, and then spending money on buying new flappers, which you really don't need, especially in towns or cities, in areas, geographical areas where your water is contains a lot of minerals. So thank you, and I hope that this will help you. Again, this is from my own personal experience. Okay, so also be aware that if you have old parts in your toilets, in your water system, your valves and so on, and you're going to be moving them, you got to be careful that you're prepared in case it start leaking or your gaskets start leaking. Okay, so You don't want to create another problem trying to solve one. By trying to solve one, you create new problems. So you are the only one that knows the parts in your home, the condition of your toilets, and the parts that you have in them. Okay? So good luck. Think, plan, and save money.